Now, like I said, this wonderful lady is a perfect blend of beauty and intellect. She launched The Perils of Being Moderately Famous, her first book, as an author in 2017, which features beautifully put together fun anecdotes of her life as an actor and a royal princess. She's witty, she's smart, she's beautiful. And once again, huge round of applause for ma'am. You gotta dance and come. Woo! Woo! That was quite an entrance, ma'am. Thank you so much. And once again, come on, a huge round of applause for the lovely author.
All my friends, family, Soha, Rohit ji, Sonam, thank you all of you all for being here.
Thank you so much. And I know that everyone is really excited to listen from her how she wrote this book. So I'm going to ask you the first question. What really inspired you to write this book?
Okay. I have wanted to do this for the last 4 years. I started writing the book maybe more than 4 years back and have waited for this day for the last 3 years. So it's finally here. I'm a little nervous, but very, very excited because this was a very divinely guided book. I was not a writer. I had no idea I would be doing this in my life. First of all, I never thought I would stand up on stage and talk because I had major stage fright in school. So this is a proud moment I feel for myself. And a little bit about what inspired me to write this book. Life is magical when you become the creator. And heaven becomes a place right here on earth when you can love the life you create. Well, when I realized this, was something that I really wanted to share with the world. You know, we face so many challenges in life. I think each one of us sitting here can't deny the fact that we all face challenges. But within us lies dormant, a power which is so strong that it can move mountains. It can heal incurable diseases. It can make all your dreams come true. And I literally realized that I hold this power as well as all of you. So that is the magic that I wanted to share with each and every one of you.
Can we please have a huge round of applause? And
so much of garbage around and so much of decoration on the floor already that it was impossible to find it. And of course, we left from there not being able to find it. I was a little upset. I was like, God, why is this happening? You know, what is the meaning of all this? So every time I face a challenge in life, I simply ask God, what do you want me to learn from this? And the intuitive message that I received was detachment. So, of course, God was asking me to detach from material things. And I said, okay, as long as I'm safe, my family's safe, that's great. But God, if this solitaire belongs to me, please let it come back to me. And I started practicing the things that I believed in, the things I was learning. I practiced visualizations, I practiced affirmations, and I practiced how would I feel when the solitaire came back to me. And I simply just did it with all my heart and complete faith. And 2 days later, I received the phone call that I dreamt of receiving. Your solitaire has been found. I couldn't believe it because it was against all odds. God had given me my loud and clear answer because the world around me knew what had happened. And everyone said it's impossible to get it. And when I got it, more than me, my friends sitting out there were more excited than even me because they couldn't believe it had happened. I mean, it was one of the craziest things, how the universe conspires to make things happen for you. And that angel sitting over there, please, Miss Poonam, can you please come up on the stage? Because she was the one who happened to be dancing barefoot, stamped the solitaire, thinking it to be a stone from somebody's shoe. She put it inside her son's jacket pocket. And her son gives it to her 2 days later because he was staying with the groom. And it was so funny because Thank God that she dances barefoot all the time, because otherwise we wouldn't have found it.
Okay, guys, this is the first time I'm also on the stage, but from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank God enough for this moment. Because of her true magic, all this is possible. Trust me, it's not me, not at all. I was dancing, I found a mangtika, I gave it to a girl, and she was enjoying herself, drunk, and she didn't realize what's happening. So to just make sure that it's the right person I'm giving to, I asked her friends, I said, yes, auntie, it belongs to her. Then I found a flower which has come out of a sari. So I gave it to that person, and okay. And then I found this when my son was drunk out of his head, sitting on the dholwalas and just dancing, and I put it in his pocket. Must be around 3:30, that's Cheetah I'm talking about. And that was 3:30 in the morning. I said, beta, I'm leaving. Just in case somebody is, just they inquire about their stone. I thought it's a stone which has come out of the sari or a footwear. Generally, our footwear gets ruined because of that stone. And Cheetah comes home after 2 nights because he was staying with the bride and the groom, same hotel, and he says, the wedding was so fantastic, so beautiful, but you know what happened? I said, what happened? Deepa auntie lost her solitaire. And it was so big and whatever, the value and all. I said, are you crazy? By 6 a.m. in the morning in the dustbin. And they have tried every bit. Okay, so I said, Cheats, do you remember I had kept a stone in your pocket in your tux? Saying, are you kidding? When did that happen? I said, when I was leaving. Where is that? I said, it was to go for a dry cleaning, but the store was shut on a Sunday, so it is lying down in the storeroom. He gets it, and some 3-4 boys' pocket squares have come out, and then that stone comes out. So I called my friend, and I told, look, I'm not sure whether this is a solitaire, so expensive, or it's just a stone. She suggested that do a video and send it to her. And then from then onwards, it was like a dream come true. So miracles happen, guys. But you have to be positive like her. I'm so thankful for making me part of this mystical moment. And miracles do happen, magic happens. So it is all her faith and her belief which got it there. So let's all be positive and think like her. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me over. Thanks, my dear.
Thank you, Poonam, for your kind words. Thanks. And please accept that from my side. Okay. So once the book was ready, now I wanted to get a publisher, and getting a publisher was being difficult. You know, when you're not a well-known face, it's not easy to find a publisher. So I decided to just self-print a few copies. And I said, let me at least have my friends and family give me their views about the book. Because I was nervous. I don't know how would the world take it. So I printed a few copies, and I allowed my family and friends to read it. So I went to their houses, and I gave the book to them. I was super excited. This was May 2018. And I was super excited that, wow, my book is ready. I can make my family and friends read what I've written. And all throughout the book, I had this crazy, crazy dream. So I have written about a lot of celebrities in the book, a lot of A-lister celebrities, how they manifested, you know, making their dreams come true. Like Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, when he was not famous at all, he had just come to Bombay looking for work. He stood outside Manat and he said, you know, one day I will live here. And that's where he lives today. So like that, I've written about a couple of them. And I'm a huge fan of Salman Khan. And it was my dream to give the book to him. And I don't know him at all, nor do I know anybody who knows him. So my editor, whenever I used to tell that, Sohana used to say, why? Like, how are you going to manage to do that? Like, she always gave me that look. And the book was ready on a Wednesday evening. On a Saturday night, less than 72 hours later, I was in Salman Khan's house, giving the book to him with my own hands, personally, and telling him everything that I had written about him in the book. It was one of my wildest dreams coming true, because it was even better than I ever imagined that I could be able to give it to him personally with no distractions, listening to what I had to say about him and the book. So that was a moment in my life that just said that this book is not an ordinary book. It is a divinely guided, divinely blessed, and a divinely inspired book. And I thank God for making me the messiah for the book. I just wanted to share this story because that was a crazy dream coming true, which I never thought would happen. So guys, dream big. And always remember that even your wildest dreams can come true. Thank you.
On that note, come on, once again, a huge round of applause. So, Deepa, quickly, one thing that you...
There are so many things I want you to learn from the book, so I'm trying to think that one thing. Okay, I just say that we all believe in the higher power. We all believe that there is a power within us. I just say, start believing in miracles and synchronicities, because that's where the magic happens. When you believe in miracles, when you believe in magic, God has no choice but to make miracles happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to request you to please stay back. And now I would like to invite the ace fashion designer, Rohit Verma, on stage. Can we please have a huge round of applause? He's known for his artistic contemporary designs and has represented India on global platforms on several occasions. He's also acted in the movie Fashion and been in the famous reality show Bigg Boss. Thank you so much, Rohit, for coming here.
I'm not very good in speaking, but I wish you all the best. I do manifest. I do believe in miracles. I've also started from zero. And yes, Salman is a very nice person, so he's very approachable. And each and every star in Bollywood are very approachable. So you can approach anyone. And I'm going to read your book and give my reviews because I love reading. And I'm a true follower of Lord Krishna. And I believe that Krishna will always bless you. You're a lovely soul. Keep doing good work, and thank you each and everybody who's supporting you over here. They're all your friends, well-wisher. And Soha, you've lost a lot of weight. You're looking very nice. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Rohit.
For being here.
And now I would like to invite Sonam Arora on stage. She's an actress, model, who's worked in movies like Batla House and Satyamev Jayate. Can you please have a huge round of applause for Sonam?
Thank you so much, Deepa, for inviting me here. And I strongly, strongly believe in miracle and magic because my life is a magic. I'm here, I'm working and dreaming my life. So it's a magic. Because दूसरे शहर से आना and यहाँ काम करना, it's a magic. And thank you so much. आपने यहाँ invite किया and इतना like honor दिया. Thank you so, so much. And all the best for your future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sonam. Thank you. Honestly, I'm like panicking now seeing her. That she's going to be there next to me on stage. Soha Ali Khan, to please come on stage and accept this token of love and appreciation. Thank you so much, Soha, for joining us here today. Your presence has truly lit the environment. Everyone has started smiling suddenly. And would you like to share a few words?
Firstly, congratulations from an author to another author. I know it feels amazing when you actually put pen to paper and you get publishers, and when you see that book for the first time in your hands. It's a wonderful feeling, and it's a huge achievement. So many, many congratulations. And thank you for making me a part of your success today. I have read the book. I haven't completed it, but I've read many, many chapters. And the reason that I wanted to be here today was because I think what we all need is some positivity. And I'm not one for, usually when I go to a bookstore, I like going into the thriller, murder mystery sections more than anything else, and sort of fast plots and fiction. But what I have been gravitating towards more in the past year is books that really help you to overcome challenges that you're facing, personal challenges. And it's always good to relate. It's always good to read a book that makes you feel like you're not alone. You're part of something that other people have experienced. And what I loved about Deepa's book is that it, of course, presents you with various challenges, but it also gives you the solutions. And those solutions are not far out of reach. They're not expensive. They're within you. And they are very, very attainable. It's just about changing your perspective. It's about looking in the right places. And it's, of course, about changing your attitude to everything. So it is a very positive book. It's a very empowering book, I would say. And I feel happier just having read it. And I can already see, when you're talking about things that are about positivity and happiness, and when you have people who support you and who love you, there's so much wonderful energy that is communicated through that. So I feel that I think we've also chosen a beautiful place to have this launch today, whereas, it's a time where the world is really struggling with health and negativity. And standing here, you don't feel any of that. So you feel much lighter. So thank you for bringing your vision and this book into the world. And I don't need to wish you success because you've already started that journey and it will have its own momentum. But I do wish you all the best. And thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you so much
for your lovely words. Thank you.
So I'll request you to please read your favorite paragraph from the book now.
No. Please. Tell me what you want me to. I shall read from... So there's a chapter in the book which is called The Way I Make Me Feel. The way I feel inside is what I can give out to the world and the people around me. My feelings create my world. I cannot feel bad inside and expect to give good outside. Most of us are not even conscious about how we are truly feeling. We are going through life without any awareness of what is happening within. What is going on in our minds? We're only aware of what is outside, and there too much of our focus is on other people's lives. Most of the time, we're actually interested in what someone else is doing and judging them for it, when in reality, our focus should be on our own lives and what we are doing. When you're reading this book, ask yourself how it feels to read it. Does it make you question what is happening in your life? Have you begun thinking differently nowadays? Do you find yourself being more mindful as you go about your day? More mindful not only about your looks, but also about your thoughts. What is beautiful is that once we know that we are in charge of our emotions, we can pick and choose the feelings we want to experience and shift our lives. We can filter our reactions and protect ourselves from a roller coaster of emotions. Just as we pick our favorite television channels to watch, we can pick our favorite feelings and stay with them. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to become aware of your mood, thoughts, and emotions. Pause and take a look at what is going on inside you, because this is going to decide what your day ahead is going to be like. So consciously choose to feel good. Think about things that make you happy, and then observe how your day unfolds. There is no harm in trying this out, because it actually works. And even if there are some difficult moments during the day, you have empowered yourself to deal with them. Live life one day at a time, making a conscious decision every morning to feel positive emotions. Today, I choose to be happy and peaceful throughout the day. No matter what happens, I will deal with it peacefully. Not at all. It really does, speak to me, because there are many times when you wake up and you feel underslept, or you feel, you know, we've all been living in confined environments where we want some space and sometimes we don't get it. And sometimes it's just about, you can choose to have an argument, you can choose to get into a bad mood, and then the whole day goes for a toss. But if you just think about it for a moment and take a deep breath and look at it from a positive angle, then you're over that moment. And it is just a fleeting moment at the end of the day. And emotions also, like you've said in your book, are just temporary. They're guests, and you should let them come and go and really be in control of the situation. And I did that today. I could have had a very bad fight, but I chose not to. And I feel like, you know, my day has been so much more positive and constructive as a result of it. And now I've forgotten what that argument could have been about also. So it really is about a change of mindset in so many ways.
Whoa. Thank you so much, Soha, for reading that paragraph so beautifully. I want to ask you one question. You have studied abroad. You are from the royal family. You have been in the film industry since a very long time. Was there any particular magical moment in your life, like a memorable magical moment? It could be working with a director or anything that you wished for and it immediately happened.
I feel blessed every day, honestly. And I have started to articulate that more and more. I've always felt blessed, but I've taken many things in my life for granted. But I feel like I have so much to be grateful for that I need to put that out in the universe. I need to say thank you and ensure that I surround myself with positivity and a sense of gratitude, because I feel that in a way that will protect me and protect all the things that I have. So it's difficult to choose. I think when you become a parent, it overwhelmingly becomes the most magical thing in your life. And you know, I thank, you know, the universe every day for giving me, you know, Inaya, certainly. But I mean, even when it comes to small things, like I was relating to your solitaire, we went on holiday to Dubrovnik once in Croatia. And Kunal and I had not been together for that long. And I'm not as responsible as he is with my things. So it was one of the first few holidays we'd taken together. And I went off with the girls to do something, and the boys went off to do something together. And I'd taken some money. We'd kept our money together. I'd taken some money from him and put it in a temporary wallet. And then coming back, I'd lost that money. So I panicked because I said, oh God, he's going to think, you know, I'm so irresponsible. And it was a significant, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was nothing like a solitaire. But it was, you know, a significant amount of money. And so, of course, I panicked, and I decided to, firstly, he is like a jasoos. You cannot keep one thing from that man. So I went out, and I bought the same wallet. Then I went to the bank and took out money from the bank, and I put it in the similar wallet, and I gave it back to him. And he said, you've given me more money than I gave you. How is that possible? So I said, oh, blah, 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 something I said. And honestly, I forgot about it after that, and I said, okay, whatever, that money is gone. And 2 days later, we were in a taxi coming home from dinner from a big city. And to cut a very long story short, we were sitting in the same taxi, and I found my wallet on the floor. But what is worse is that I didn't find it, Kunal found it. And he said, ye kya hai? And then I had to tell him that I'd lied. And he said, he was so angry with me. So never lie to your husband. Firstly, number one, you should never lie. But if that wasn't a coincidence, I mean, I've always believed in things, but that was the biggest coincidence that has ever happened to me. And after that, I really thought that there has to be a larger power. And I think that that was just the purpose of that was to teach me not to lie, essentially. That is what I got out of it. Of course, I got my money back as well, but that was my lesson. So that, I mean, things have happened to me, and I've been very grateful for many things in my life.
Did you lie after that to him ever?
Yes, many times.
Thank you so much, Soha. And now the much-awaited moment has finally arrived. It's time to learn a few things about the magical powers that we all possess. Any guesses what's going to happen now?
No idea.
It's time to unveil the book. And I'm going to invite Rohit and Sonam on stage. Can we have you both on stage, please?
You can play some. Ask him to play some music now.
Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for unveiling of a book that teaches you how to believe. A book that gives you wings to fly with. A book that awakens your soul. The Magic in You by Deepa Rajani. Woo! Can we have a huge round of applause? Woo! Woo! The Magic in You, Awaken Your Soul by Deepa Rajani. Woo! Once again, can we please have a huge round of applause? A huge round of applause. Woo! I'll request you all to please proceed for the media bites now. Can we have the media over here, please, for the bites?
Okay, we look center. सवाल जो भी पूछेगा दीपा, we have to look in the center only. Yeah. थोड़ा सा you can sort of थोड़ा सा नीचे कर ले, and Deepa you can keep it a little up if you want, or maybe later on.
But you can't hold it the whole time, no?
Yeah,
Like
that's
you hold
what
it
I'm saying,
casually.
later on just remove
But
it.
when you're referring to it, hold
Yeah,
it.
yeah, okay, sure. Okay. Okay, so first question.
Yeah, so ma'am, we would like to ask you कि आपको how do you feel? like, कैसा लग रहा है आपको कि that ma'am has launched a book today? So what do you want to say about the event and about the book?
एक्चुअली मुझे सबसे पहले बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है। घर के बाहर मैं बहुत कम निकलती हूँ और ख़ास मौके के लिए निकलती हूँ और मतलब बहुत महीने बाद एक लाइव इवेंट कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे। बट सबसे पहले जगह बहुत खूबसूरत है और जिस वजह से हम आए हैं वो भी बहुत खूबसूरत है क्योंकि दीपा जी जो मेरे साथ अभी यहाँ पे हैं उनका बुक लॉन्च है एंड यू कैन सी द बुक इज़ कॉल्ड द मैजिक इन यू और एक बहुत ही एम्पावरिंग पॉजिटिव बुक है। इसमें बहुत सारे चैप्टर्स हैं दैट रियली हेल्प यू टू कॉन्कर जो सारे चैलेंजेस हम शायद फील कर रहे होंगे नेगेटिविटी के बारे में या हमें लगता है कि हमारी ज़िंदगी कहीं भटक रही है और जिस जो मकसद हम चाहते हैं जिस दिशा की तरफ हम जाना चाहते हैं वो नहीं हो रहा है हमसे। सो इट रियली गिव्स यू नॉट ओनली प्रेजेंट्स द चैलेंजेस बट ऑल्सो गिव्स यू सम सोल्यूशंस कि आप इसको कैसे हैंडल कर सकते हैं। एंड इट्स अ वेरी पॉजिटिव वेरी एम्पावरिंग बुक और मैं बहुत ही एक्साइटेड हूँ कि आप ये किताब अभी ख़रीद सकते हैं इन बुक स्टोर्स और अमेज़ॉन।
Now just a question for you. आपको क्या what inspired you to write this book? And also we would like to know since you thought that Soha was a perfect fit for this book and for this occasion, why did you think that?
Because I like to read books.
So of course because she's also an author herself.
Of course, because मुझे चाहिए था कि जो बुक रीड करे मेरी आई डेंट वॉन्ट एनी बडी टू जस्ट कम जो बुक नहीं रीड करते हो समन विल कनेक्ट विद द मैसेज दैट आई एम सेंडिंग आउट विच इज़ दैट life is magical when you become the creator and heaven becomes a place on earth when you can love the life you create. So that was a message that Soha ji really connected with and
Please call me Soha.
I'm really grateful that she's liking the book and she's reading it. And that was the reason I chose her because I knew she would read it.
Thank you, thank you.
Also ma'am, so you have also written a book. and what do you feel like for an author, like when they write a book? So what inspires them?
आई थिंक कि जब आप एक कहानी बताना चाहते हैं तो अलग अलग मीडियम्स होते हैं, कभी फिल्म होता है, कभी डांस होता है अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए। कुछ लोग लिखना पसंद करते हैं और मुझे लिखना बहुत पसंद है और पढ़ना भी बहुत पसंद है, विच इज़ वाई आई फेल कि मैं किताब लिखना चाहती हूँ। और मेरा तो एक नॉन फिक्शन किताब भी है अबाउट माई लाइफ और थोड़े से अम्यूजिंग इंस्टेंसेस मुझे लगा कि शायद लोग जो पढ़ना चाहेंगे उनके लिए लिखा है मैंने। बट आई थिंक कि हर इंसान के अंदर एक किताब तो है, एक कहानी तो 100% है। Just what separates the writers from the non-writers are writers are hardworking, non-writers are lazy क्योंकि वो लिखते नहीं हैं तो वो भूल जाते हैं, और वो एक डिसिप्लिन चाहिए to be a writer. You have to actually write it.
So can you mention about few routine that you used to go through when you were writing a book?
I think कि हर राइटर के लिए एक अलग अलग रूटीन होता है. Some people wait. They wait days and weeks and फिर जब inspiration आता है then they write and then they write for hours and hours. I was very disciplined. मुझे याद है अपने कॉलेज के दिन में हिस्ट्री एसेस जब लिखने पड़ते थे, I would write for one night, write from about 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. 4 hours for 2 nights in the week. Over the weekend, usually when Kunal was out for a boys' night, that's when I would write. At night, when the whole house is asleep. और हफ्ते में अगर 2-3 बार अगर आप लिखें at night, and then I would not write for the rest of the month. So I'd write one chapter over a weekend and then not write for the rest of the month.
So my same question goes to you. So what inspired you and what was your routine? Like आप कैसे
Especially being a parent and
So for me, I'm a morning person, and of course late nights when my husband used to have his boys' nights
Yeah.
too. So I completely relate to
Yeah.
that. And mornings I used to wake up early so that I have the silence. I don't have the children around. And of course, after my daughter left for school, that was the right time.
Right.
So once they were in school and so early mornings, sitting in silence, meditating, and then getting the right answers to write down for the book. That was my time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're done with the agenda.
Thank you.